Back on Inside Tennessee with the director of the TBI, David Rausch. Susan, you asked about that historical question. TBI actually created in a part by a newspaper publisher in Greene County after a horrific murder there in '49, and then the governor created it in '51. Director, we're going to listen to Don Bosch, who is your friend and an attorney here in Knoxville. Don?
David, good morning, and nice to see you again. We've been in the criminal justice system together now over 30 years each, so we've sort of watched its evolution. And I'm curious to your take on the evolution of TBI. Susan started to touch on it as to what it did. I mean, it started out as some major crimes in smaller communities and chasing moonshiners, but really, where are your biggest focuses now? I have a sense of what they may be, but I'd like to hear from the director where you think the biggest focuses for TBI are as we sit here today.
Yeah, thanks, Don, and it's great seeing you. Yeah, so here's the thing. TBI, as John expressed how we got started, right? And our original work was assisting again with complex criminal investigations and training local law enforcement in how to work crime scenes, and that has morphed over the years. We were under the Department of Safety at that time for 30 years. And then, because of some criminal activity by a governor, we were changed because the bureau was doing that investigation.
I'm sorry, I said that was Susan's time with Governor Branch. Yes.
Yes. And so we were changed, right? And so Lamar Alexander signed the law that created the new version of TBI, and that is we are an independent investigative agency that we have no influence by the political nature of individuals, and so. Our focus really, so we've got a lot of things going on, John. John. So the things we do are pretty expansive. We do background investigations for firearm purchases for individuals who are getting licenses. We do backgrounds for individuals who want to have a carry permit. Well, that's not required anymore, but if they want one, and then that's a big piece of the work. But we also maintain all criminal justice information in the state of Tennessee, and then our investigative work. So we have 4 divisions that are really engaged in investigations: our criminal investigation division, our drug investigation division, our Medicaid fraud control unit division, and then our technical investigations, and so under our technology and innovation division. And so we really have an expanse of responsibility. We're really, our key focuses are on working those complex investigations. Mostly, it's to provide a resource. We're there as a support. I tell our team all the time that our role is to support local and state and federal law enforcement in the state of Tennessee. And so whatever it is they need us to do and the resources that we can bring, that's what we do. And the types of investigations are varied, as you know, Don.
Director, I want to ask this question. It may be a little unorthodox for you, I'm not sure, but you've always struck me as a guy who can kind of look at the local level, but also the 30,000-foot level, and this is one of those questions. Juvenile crime, as I know you know because you stay in touch with what happens in Knoxville, we've seen a significant uptick in juvenile crime. I'm just kind of curious from your perspective, do you see any things that can be done? Are there any ways that, for example, TBI can help? Because we have got a problem. I'm reminded of a time when I covered the courts here in the 1990s when we had a significant uptick, and in my opinion, we are back there. And I'm just wondering if you see any ways in which TBI maybe could contribute, or you are.
Yeah, thanks, John. So there are a few things that we're engaged with to help local communities with violent crime, right? And that, regardless if that violent crime is being committed by adults or juveniles, we know the issue in Knoxville. Obviously, I keep a very close watch on what's going on here in what I consider my hometown in Tennessee, and so we do watch it very closely. I think in terms of resources and what can be done, I think part of that is being addressed in the governor's budget. If you peruse the budget, and it's a very thick document, but you'll find in there money's being set aside and being provided somewhere in the arena of $150 million that will be provided in grants to local communities to address violent crime. And those are initiatives that local communities will come forward with for funding for next year. And so I think there's a great opportunity there for a number of the great organizations in Knoxville to really ramp up what they're already doing and to address a number of these challenges that Knoxville's facing with juvenile crime.
Director, we've seen what seems like an inordinate number of Amber Alerts recently, 12 in 6 months. Are more children missing these days, or are we just in this process a little bit more efficiently?
Well, there's a couple reasons, John, for that the increase. I think one is we've taken a different look. When I came in the door at TBI, we took a different look at how we issue. So let me explain Amber, because a lot of folks don't understand the Amber Alert program. So Amber is a program that is federally structured, but each state runs it the way that the state feels it's most appropriate within the guidelines of the Amber program. And so we tend to be a little more liberal in our decision on when to pull the trigger on alert. Now, the alert is a statewide alert. There's no such thing as a national Amber Alert. It's a statewide alert. So the alert goes out throughout the state when we put an Amber out. And what that means is that then everybody across the state knows and hopefully starts looking for the signs and the evidence that we are able to express and the missing child. The challenge obviously for us with those alerts is really, it's getting an understanding that people understand that it is just statewide. If we have information that the child may be taken to another state, then we will connect with that Amber coordinator and request them to follow up with a alert as well. It doesn't always happen, but we do make those requests, and so there's a lot of misunderstanding. That explains Amber. In terms of the number of children that we're seeing missing, there does seem to be an uptick in that arena, and really, especially with the ones that are being taken or disappearing under suspicious circumstances.
We got to take another quick break. Susan will bring you in the next block and focus on Knoxville and its next police chief, a role that David Rausch held for, again, the last 7 years of his career. A quick break on Inside Tennessee. Back with more on that.